Welcome back. Let's play some more 10-minute games here on Shogi Wars. I do wonder. Good luck. In the fortress, push the edge pawn. Is that saying, like, if you play the fortress shape, push the edge pawn? Or if you're countered with it, do that? Or, like, what does this proverb mean? Alright. Have I seen this recently? I feel as if I've seen this recently. Um... I can push this, right? So this is a different way to activate one's bishop. Mm-hmm. So, our opponent built a shape. Oh, it's somewhat strong in the middle, too. Um, yeah, pushing on the bishop's head is reasonable. But yes, this proverb suggesting that you should push the edge pawn if you've played the fortress shape or if you're playing against it. Okay. My opponent has split their efforts equally across both sides of the board, which, I can appreciate as some kind of noble democratic cause. I don't think this pawn move was necessary. But I appreciate, like, trying to involve all of the pieces. I'm just not sure that it's an effective policy as it is democratic. Free pawn? Let's find out. Two free pawns, maybe. Two free pawns and more free stuff? Do I take this? It looks very takeable. Alright, I take it. Maybe this knight takes as an overplay. I'm not sure. Maybe knight takes was an overplay and silver takes would have been wiser. What do I know? Let's clear some space for my rook. So I've won is a bit of a strong word to use, but I've exchanged 2 pieces for a bishop. Which, if it's any kind of victory, it's a Pyrrhic victory, not one that you'd want to recreate. On the other hand, I've built an attack against my opponent's castle, which is kind of cool. It's just stalled a lot because I have only 1 piece attacking. Alright, we'll use my silver. So that's a second attacking piece. I've got this pawn attacking. Maybe this pawn's attacking. This silver's starting to attack. It's such a slow attack. Interesting. That is pretty fast, isn't it? What do I do? I mean, I do what I must. So, kind of have to react here. It's not a whole lot of options available. Clearly, this is what my opponent wants to happen, but it looks okay. It looks at least as bad for them as it looks for me. Sure, I'd like to have a tempo to bring my everything together. I just don't have that tempo. And this is why my opponent's attacking so aggressively. It's because I've not put my king in the castle because the castle keeps getting blown up on its head. Um, you know what? You can win my bishop. I want a castle. So I'll exchange a bishop for a silver and a pawn and another pawn and exposing your king a bit. I'm willing to make some exchanges here. I didn't think I'd get to play that for free. Like previously, I was willing to just give up my bishop for a silver so I could run my king away with tempo. This wins a free tempo. Um, and now the difficult question. What's worth it? What's worth doing here? I'm going to blindly assume that's okay. So I think I'm threatening to promote my bishop. Definitely threatening to take the knight. Also threatening to run my king out of here. So I wonder what my opponent has planned. Yeah, I could have taken the pawn, but it's so slow. Like if I take here, they drop a rook or a silver or a knight or something, and okay, I got a pawn. But where's the glory in that? Check. Yeah. It turns out a rook and a horse are quite a formidable combination. Pair was the word I was looking for. A combination of two pieces is called a pair in English. There we go. Seal in the king. Check. Thanks for the game. One down, two to go. Good luck. So, I've got a theory that it took me forever to learn, so I might as well pass it on. The theory is that if you can evaluate well and understand the evaluation, this makes it much easier to produce plans. In particular, plans that are of a successful variety. And the opposite of this is like, if you can't evaluate a position, you are going to struggle planning. So, or that's the contrapositive. Anyway, I guess my message seems clear enough in my mind to me that sure, you can calculate, and I've calculated over the years, I've calculated my way out of a wide variety of messes. But it behooves you not to end up in a mess every time in the first place. Thank you. So, okay, I'm down 30 seconds. Not even. But I am doing great here. Rook takes would have been smarter. Yep. Yep. My opponent is, in fact, paying attention. So now what? No, this is still fine, actually. So, yeah, if I had exchanged rooks, we'd not have ended up with this position. But even this position's fine. So maybe this reinforces or maybe this undercuts my point. I'm not sure. The point being that if you can properly evaluate a position, it sure is a lot easier to come up with plans that are successful. That's it if you don't put in any effort. As a minute ago, I seem to have failed to put in. Doesn't matter how easy things are if you don't exert any effort. You can't expect success when you're not trying. So now what? Oh, okay, I still have an idea here. My opponent has no pawn in hand, so I can just push, etc. I had one extremely careless move there. But I seem to be recovering from it. Since my opponent has no pawn in hand, it's difficult for them to deal with potential threats that I have. That's so they're serious. They are threatening this bishop fork. But I think that's okay because I can meet that with a silver drop here, and then silver takes silver. Or rather, silver takes rook. Or if I just retreat this, they take the pawn. Tactics don't... No, tactics don't work out there. So you take my rook, I take your rook. A while ago, I was avoiding a rook exchange. Just kidding. Fine. You take two of my pieces, I get one of your pieces, like I was saying. All according to plan. Even this is still decent. Okay, I'm going to target both of your loose pieces. Targeting the king here doesn't look useful. Wow. Tactics can be pretty crazy sometimes. Should we really... Oh, hang on. Knight up just loses a knight for no reason. Alright, we'll play the complicated line. Bishop drop, silver drop, rook takes bishop, exchange, exchange, rook drop. Crazy stuff. Yeah, that's not even. There's two ways I can meet this. There's two ways. I could take the silver or I could take the bishop. Bishop looks much more threatening than the silver. Alright, I remove your bishop.
5分
There's forks everywhere. Here a fork. There a fork. Everywhere a fork. Don't run from a fork. So, here my opponent spent a turn exchanging for my cornered bishop. And now they don't get that turn back. Meanwhile, yeah, fine. I attack both of your gold generals and approach your king, and I'm threatening silver drop here. Somehow this meets all of my threats. That's not fair. That's definitely unfair. Um, Fine. I'll attack this way instead, which, again, hits the gold, hits the silver, hits the knight. I was thinking I could drop something if you did this. And that somehow this would still work out. So I'm threatening to chase the bishop. Hmm. Now the rook is cornered. Uh, um,
3分。
yeah, it took me a second here to realize, like, if the silver moves, I just win a bishop. Um, this king is not going. So, back to evaluation. If there had just been a castle here that were protecting the king and not walking away from the king, um, it would be easier for my opponent to find moves that don't lose the game on the spot. But with the king hanging in the balance, sure can be tricky to find good moves.
2分30秒。
Alright. Yeah, I see the cheapo they're threatening. So if I sack my rook, or yeah, actually if I sack the rook instead of the bishop, things would have been fine. Sacking the bishop is a bit spooky. Sidestep the fork. Because I am paying attention for once. Don't walk into a fork. That's clever.
2分、
I need to defend my king, which takes a little time. They can't afford time to continue this kind of stuff. Like, that's not where this should be, ideally. Why did I make this so difficult for myself? I don't understand.
1分30秒。
There was no need for me to make this so difficult.
1分、
I finally unburied my rook. Would you look at that? Thanks for game. I forgot this isn't a horse. Thankfully there's still a mate there. 2 down, 1 to go. Good luck. Do I do the obvious thing here? I wonder. Well, let's just continue. What is my opponent doing? I know my opening is interesting, but this is exciting. I would very much like to use that open diagonal right now. So just put the bishop here and wait for the good thing to happen. Okay. I mean, I feel like my opponent is plotting something. It's hard to say precisely what, but something is definitely afoot. Well, the bishop is loose. Okay. Was this the plan? Ah, that's the plan. It's a plan. Um, it has some merit. Okay, I'll just cut the diagonal. Sure. What now? You have a bishop attacking this square. That's nice, I guess. If you can move your knight, surely I can move mine, right? Let's go. Oh, okay, that wins my bishop. I guess I wasn't using it very effectively. Um, I still have an attack. It's not like that's gone away.
7分、
Has it? Do I have no attack? I feel like I should have something here. Let's see what I can get away with. Oh, this is the soft spot, right. I was debating, do I need to pile up my knights on the center square? But no. There's a different target. Um... Check. Check. Hmm. Well, I'll let chaos ring. If pawn takes, this traps a rook. If rook takes, we exchange rooks and then I drop the rook back here with further threats around their king. Mm-hmm. We'll just take that. Okay.
5分
Take one of these. Check. That is check, isn't it? I did not see that. Somehow being down 2.5 minutes and having listened to a person who rambles non-stop about how time pressure makes it impossible to think. I made a mistake in time pressure. A broken clock is correct twice a day. It's possible to think, it's just not easy. That's a distinction worth noting. So even having goofed repeatedly, I still have an okay position. This isn't chess, where if you miss one tactic, it's over. In Shogi, you have to miss a bunch of tactics for the game to end unfavorably. Um, yeah, tactics in Shogi are each individually challenging, but it's not like one suddenly decides the entire game. Almost always. Maybe there's an exception somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet. It's so tempting to take here and hope that something positive shows up. Because at least taking stuff, you feel like you're making progress. Playing this way feels more uncertain. But I have to play the best moves I can find. Even if I'm not so certain about those moves. Right, now I'm activating the rook. Because things do look desperate.
3分、
That was strange. Do they really want this pawn? This doesn't add up. This does not add up. Now even if they do take the pawn, like I can exchange the rook. This is floating. So it's not clear that they've gained. Well, yeah, I don't know.
2分30秒、
I'm gonna go down further on the clock, just because I can. I think the right move is more important than playing quickly here. Yeah, how about this? Did you see that one coming? Because I sure didn't. This bottles in the rook, attacks the bishop, and if the bishop moves, renews the attack on the king. And now attacks the rook. Like, did you see that?
2
Or
分、
were you moving too quickly, perhaps, and missed it? It's not a matter of me instantly seeing all the good moves. I still have to work to find these. The difference is I put in the time and the effort. And sometimes I find them. Sometimes I don't. I'm still going to lose this game. Like, things are not trending well here. Although bishop takes pawn is interesting, but bishop drop here is happening. It's going to suck. I have to promote my rook, then they drop more stuff and my attack dies. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Other than I'll just do my best and see what I can do. I guess they could target my horse more directly as well. Maybe I goofed up in more ways than I thought. Okay. I'm not exposing my king any more than it's already exposed. Um, strange. It's not like I want the material. The only thing I want is the king. Um,
1分30秒。
yeah, I don't question that this is going to be massively uphill, almost certainly lost. Oh. Let's change that assessment, shall we? To simply massively uphill battle. I don't know what my opponent's doing. It's strange.
1分。30秒。
I'm struggling here. And that's why I was struggling.
20秒。10秒。
Thanks for the game. I can't win. I'm not good at checkmates. Game's all about checkmate. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.